I was with my family in Trowbridge being tailgated by a Seat when they decided to show just how impatient they are.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, he was behind me.
The Seat decides that they don't want to wait for the red light, so they cut off the Vauxhall Mucker in lane 2 and then run the red light. They must have left the other none. SP has a close call with an oncoming cement mixer. The cement mixer decides to go for it to get around some parked cars. SP has to take avoiding action by swerving and braking into a side road on the left. It's lucky there was a side road, otherwise SP would have been flattened. I was going to collect my Christmas tree when a BMW pulled out in front of me. The BMW saw me and decided to go. Due to my speed, I was able to brake to avoid them. Ducky encounters this Igo who decides to go. The Igo pulls out on Ducky, causing him to come to a complete stop. They then also pull out on oncoming Legacy and Hyundai. The Legacy was in the turn lane, so was slowing anyway to turn. However, the Hyundai wasn't and had to brake hard to avoid hitting them. I'm heading to work on the N25, just about to overtake a Toyota in lane 2 when a hatchback behind does a rather dicey manoeuvre.
Video protected.
Because the Toyota is logging lane 2, the hatchback decides to undertake everyone, and then cut back into lane 4. Was that manoeuvre really worth it just to get ahead of the van? Will has a close call with a Mondeo on a roundabout. The Mondeo fails to give way to Will, meaning he has to brake hard to avoid T-boning them. Lizard has a close call with a Nissan Qashqai. The Qashqai goes straight from the left-only lane straight in front of Lizard. Lizard avoids this just in time and is able to brake to avoid hitting them. Phew, that was close. Will witnesses a dangerous overtake by an Evoque of a mobility scooter. The Evoque overtakes when there is an oncoming Golf and Will, meaning that the Golf has to take avoiding action by braking, and so does Will. That could have ended badly. I'm driving in Westbury when my passenger spots a dog walker who takes a tumble.
Pull that person over.
Two dog walkers meet on a narrow pavement. The dogs want to play, which causes one of the dog walkers to be pulled over by their dog. I hope they are alright. Ducky comes across some lovely teenagers on bicycles.
What are you doing?
They pull out on Ducky, meaning he has to brake to avoid them. Their parents must be so proud. This submitter is cycling along a cycle lane when they encounter Hyundai who wants to be a bike, and then a pedestrian as they drive on the cycle lane and the pavement. The submitter stops as they aren't sure what the Hyundai is doing. It turns out they just wanted to park up quickly, as they drove off a few minutes later. Not really a suitable place to park though. If you are enjoying this video, please give it a like, as it helps to spread it to more people. Thank you. I'm heading home in terrible weather conditions on the M3, when a car decides to exit from lane 3. They go straight over the chevrons, causing another car to brake. Not the best idea in the rain. Cloudmaker and Rex were entering a dual carriageway on a slip road when they encountered an impatient van driver. The van really needed to get in front, so they carried on in lane 2 despite it merging eventually, running out of road and having to go over the chevron derrick to complete their overtake. Was that really worth it when you're entering a dual carriageway? Cobalt is driving home when him and his passenger nearly see a pedestrian get hit by a car.
Whoa!
Thankfully, the pedestrian and the car see each other. The car swerves and the pedestrian stops to avoid an accident. Both Colbert and his passenger are shocked by it all and talk about it afterwards.
He dodged the car, oh my god. You have to send me that.
I was scared through.
Yes, so was I shit myself. And I knew we both saw it at the same time, we both did it.
The Couth comes across another motorist doing a dicey manoeuvre.
What? You are stupid, mate.
A van has missed their turning, so decides that the best thing to do is to reverse up the main road, reversing towards traffic coming down. Luckily the Couth and the van in front of him are on the ball, so are able to drive around the van. Nothing was behind the Couth, so the van could finish their manoeuvre. Will encounters two drivers having problems with a mini roundabout. The Volvo V70 decides to go for it, and had no intentions of stopping despite a BMW to their right already being on the roundabout. It's made worse by the BMW treating it like an overbout rather than going around it. However, to be fair to the BMW, they are on the ball and brake to avoid an accident. I'm in B&M car park in Trowbridge when I have a close call with a mocker.
Put that on.
It's nobody's fault, we were both on the ball, it's just bad timing. Robin is behind this BMW who is clearly distracted.
Ow, what are you doing? Pay attention, are you on your phone or something?
They nearly hit the curb and brake for no reason. On the phone maybe? Ducky is following some vehicles when a Luton van decides to overtake. Ducky spots an oncoming car so has to brake to let the van in. So worth it. I'm on the 303 when the car ahead of me wanders over the white line. It's a good job nothing was overtaking them. This submitter spots this driver on her phone in the car park, but they aren't in a car parking space. They're in the queue to leave the car park. I'm on the M3, coming home when I encounter two stubborn lane hoggers going about 50 miles an hour in lane 2. I didn't undertake them as you shouldn't, so I gave them a fair chance to move over, but nothing happens. So I just have to end up overtaking them. Why don't drivers like lane 1? If you enjoyed this video, please click here to watch a scary blind spot fail.